Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. Thank you for joining me here today. I am bringing you an interesting little idea, an interesting topic if you will, and an interesting champion at that. So right into it then, the champion we're going to be talking about is Berserker. I got building this champion recently because I noticed that he had some pretty decent reviews, and I actually needed him for the hard Doom Tower secret room, which I will be making a video about at some point. Let me see if I can find it here. So he's actually good in multiple secret rooms. Which is something that's fantastic about this champion, because not a lot of times will you get that overlap. So now that I need to find it, I definitely can't. So he's useful here in Secret Room 9 of the Eternal Dragon rotation, and then I think it's also Secret Room 4, maybe? Yes, it is. He's also useful here, as you can see. I'm going to be covering this secret room, especially once I get, like, Mother Superior built, and once I get, you know, Templar built and everything like that. Possibly this new champion would be fantastic for it as well. Probably going to build this guy out to help with faction wars. But why am I covering Berserker? I'll tell you why. So this guy is absolutely fantastic. He has an amazing kit, which we'll go through real quick, and then I'll show you the gear and everything like that. So his A1 attacks one enemy, and it fills his turn meter by 30% if it's critical. That is a huge turn meter fill, first of all. His A2 is a little bit special as well, so he attacks one enemy and grants an extra turn if the target is killed. And then on his A3, he attacks all enemies 2 times and will ignore 20% of each target's defense. So I'm going to pull up on my second monitor here a Yumi Love so I can show you the multipliers of this guy too, because I know his A3 isn't that good, but his A2 is absolutely fantastic. So multipliers for this champion on the A1 is going to be a 3.9 times attack. So then, of course, if it crits as well, this champion's getting a lot of turn meter fill and a decent amount of damage out of that. His A2 is a whopping 5.6 times attack. Now, if you look at someone like Trunda, who is one of the hardest hitters in the game, used to be one of them at least, she does essentially a 6 times AoE attack, granted, because it hits twice and it's a 3 times attack multiplier. So this guy doing a 5.6 on a single target, that's not bad for being a rare. And then his A3, which ignores the defense, is a 1.5 times attack on each hit. So it's technically a 3 times attack multiplier with a 20% built-in defense ignore. And then, of course, if you put him in Helm Smasher, which ignores a bit more defense as well as defense ignoring sets, you are good to go. So here's my gearing. I'll show you the rolls on that gear real quick. A lot of crit rate there. We got a decent amount of crit rate, crit damage, attack coming in here. Speed, crit rate, crit damage. We got a lot of crit damage coming in here as well from the 6-star gauntlets, which is awesome. Some attack coming in there, and then some speed on the boots. These are the accessories here, nothing too crazy. Hopefully that's helpful. And overall stats: 4k attack, 209 speed, 101 crit damage, 252 101 crit rate, 252 crit damage. So we'll take this guy into the arena real quick so that you can see how much he smacks. He is an absolutely fantastic champion. I have been running him in a few different comps. So in a team like this, I'm going to bring in our Lydia here. So we'll just run with this team. So what we need to do is we basically just need to make sure that he doesn't actually get his revive on death for people. There isn't a damage dealer in this team, so I will say that obviously this isn't the best example because we're basically just speed versus speed here, but we will go ahead and we're going to target, I think, Tardiel first. I'm actually just going to put it on manual so that I can make sure that we do some single target abilities here, because that Vogoth is just going to heal them. Granted, it is a level 50 Vogoth who isn't got that much HP, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead, single target, 90k on that hit. And then we're just going to go ahead and do like something like that. The Vogoth goes down. We're going to try and take down the Arbiter here, which we should be able to do quite easily. I don't care if Uko tries to revive. Actually, now I do, so we'll do that. Walker's skills, we'll put it on auto here. We should be good to go. Easy run. So obviously, those champions weren't built to be the ultimate tanks or anything like that, but what was it, almost 90k coming in from him? That is absolutely ridiculous. Lydia essentially works as like an impromptu block revive, although they don't even have a revive on this team. What am I talking about? And this team isn't even built well either. Oh my god. Every time I showcase this champion now, I bet his A2 is going to one-tap, though, or his A3, sorry. Yeah, so only about 20k per hit, but he easily takes them out, no problem. And I think the damage numbers were so low just because they didn't have much for HP. So I'm just going to straight up run with my speed team here and see if I can show off the power of Berserker against this team. Obviously, this is speed against speed in Gold 5, so you could argue that this isn't the best showcase, but you know what? It's going to be as good of a showcase as anything else that I might get in Gold 5, so... because obviously this is a rare champion who's built out for attack. He's not going to have the most survivability, right? So taking him against ultra tanky teams that I have no hope against is a little bit foolhardy, we'll say, for a showcase. So that's another team down there. Let's go ahead and try a team like this. Should be able to do this quite easily as well. This team doesn't really have much of a threat, though, unless that Chogger is built out for damage. Chogger is another fantastic champion, too, of course. But, yeah, no, they don't even have a chance. These guys don't have any gear. I'm fully convinced some of these are still bot accounts because there's no way these are actual people and they just don't have much gear. There we go, 153k. Arbiter has her skills locked out by Basher, who's a fantastic champion. I actually have a review for him on my channel as well, so you can check that out if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and try this team here. This should be a bit of an interesting fight for sure. I think as long as Basher is able to get his increased skill cooldowns out, that we'll be good to go. I'm going to do this on manual though, so we got the boost. And we got the increased cooldown. Nobody resisted it, it seems, so that's awesome. We'll go ahead and do this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and smack their Yannica. 132k, and then we're going to come right into the A3 here. So since everybody is actually on cooldown still, that basically means that we have free reign for the next couple turns here to try and take them out. Somebody's going to try a revive, so we're going to try and get the block skills on Duchess, which is resisted, but the block buffs isn't. So we're going to do this. Duchess might try and res here, which would be unfortunate. She does. Nice. Okay. We should be able to do this, though, which will lead us nicely into this. GNC 15k there on the A1 is not too shabby. Now it's just whether or not we can turn meter cycle them, essentially. Don't have my... there we go. We got the veil down, which is perfect. And it goes back up thanks to Duchess, though. That's a bit unfortunate. Boom. Go. We'll do this, or at least attempt to. She's probably going to resist, though. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to do boom. That should kill her, 52, yeah, and then we'll do boom. There it is, look at that, not a bad run. You can see Berserker coming in with 250k damage. So you get the general idea inside the arena. We'll take this dude in somewhere like a Dragon 20 or something like that. He is Spirit, so I'll have to put him something that's a neutral or strong affinity. Take out my current Lizardman team. Let's go ahead and we'll put in a Arbiter, we'll put in a Lydia, and we'll put in a Berserker just to see what he can do here. So we'll do this. You can get an idea of the damage numbers. So we're going to have decreased defense and weaken as well as attack up. So he should be able to do something decent here. Again, his multipliers are absolutely ridiculous for a rare. So if we go here, keep in mind he only has 4k attack too. So let's hit this champion. Boom, 116k on his A2. So we'll go ahead and turn meter boost. We should be able to cycle him here, I think. The refresh accessory coming through from Lydia there. And here we go, so then we do an AoE, so a 2-hit for about 40k a piece. Obviously, you know, we're not breaking through here, we're not killing anybody quite yet, but if you geared this champion out with better Savage gear, and if you geared him out with, you know, honestly, you could probably do less speed and more damage. So if we look at my primary nuker on the account here, we look at somebody like Trunda, right? She has 5,700 attack with 266 crit damage. We have Magnar, who's rocking in a Stone Skin set. We have somebody like, let's see here, like all my other nukers are geared out pretty decently, not necessarily him, of course. I don't even use Yannica really all that much, but the thing I want to draw a comparison here, so on her A2, Yannica has this attacks one enemy and grants an extra turn. Berserker is basically doing the same thing, so he's kind of like the rare version of this champion with a little bit of ignored defense on the A3. Absolutely fantastic champion. Definitely worth keeping on the radar for anyone. I'm probably going to end up building multiple of him too, because with his A3 attacking all enemies 2 times, he is a prime candidate for a stun set, because each of those hits will have a chance of placing it, and you don't need to worry about having accuracy. So if you build out 2 of him, that is basically a constantly alternating 2-hitter, which has a chance would it be like a 23% chance roughly of placing it once you have the mastery that increases your chance. Plus he's filling his own turn meter, he's hitting very hard, right? So this is an absolutely fantastic champion that I recommend everybody take a look at. I'm actually going to give him the favorite. As for ratings, campaign locations, I'd probably give him a 4. Arena offense, he's definitely getting a 5 for what he is. Spider's Den, I'd honestly have to go with a 5 just because he has an AoE. Demon Lord, probably a 2. He doesn't do much there. Arena defense, probably a 3. He's easily counterable once you know what's going on. Dragon's Lair, probably about a 4. Minotaur's 5. I have a feeling this champion could probably solo it, much in the way that Shield Guard does. Fire Knight's Castle, kind of meh. Force Keep, he would be good since he's strong. Ice Golem, he would be good. Spirit Keep, he would be very good since he's equal affinity. Void, he'd be very good. Magic Keep, he'd be pretty questionable. He'd be alright. He'd be alright. Faction Wars, absolute 5. I should have some footage here that I'll include somewhere on the video for Faction Wars. 3 for Hydra. About a 2 for Iron Twins. He doesn't really bring anything, and then probably about a 1 for Sand Devils. So that's what I give him for ratings, which I definitely think is more than fair. Fantastic looking champion as well. If you guys liked the video, definitely make sure to leave a subscription and a like on the video so that it helps get it promoted to more people, and hit the bell notification if you'd like to be notified about videos like this in the future. I'm definitely trying to ramp up the amount of content like this that I put out. However, it is very hard as a low spending player to try and gear up a lot of champions and mastery them out and all that kind of stuff without spending money on chickens and books and gems and all that kind of stuff. So any support is very much appreciated. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.